Welcome to Super Happy Dragon Lucky. The show will begin momentarily.
But why, some say, the moon? Why choose this as our goal? And they may well ask, why climb the highest mountain? Why, 35 years ago, fly the Atlantic? We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other thing. Not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills. Because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win. We choose to go to the moon.
All right, welcome to Super Happy Dragon Lucky episode 0x60. 60, an even number. It's the 97th episode, so we're almost to 100. This week on Number Go Up, we have the number of blocks on DragonNet. So they've over 25,000. They've been moving up, and the interesting thing about blocks on DragonNet is that they're unlimited. That is because every business node that needs blocks verified has its own blockchain. So the more transactions, or at least the more spread those transactions are every 5 seconds, the more blocks you'll have. The interesting thing about that is that generally the energy efficiency of the full network doesn't change. The per transaction efficiency would. And we're working on, the reason I even mentioned that is we're working on an energy efficiency report to see what we can estimate for per transaction, per block, and total network efficiency. Also to potentially drive a couple of things to make a smaller footprint verification node. So pretty cool stuff. Next, for updates, the June 2021 LCP commitment phase has begun this morning. So that post is out there, and you can read all the rules, but go to the LCP page to participate. And this month, only a max of 2 layers will be created. The top proposal in terms of lore committed, and also the top proposal in terms of unique voters. So, do look at those. There might be an opportunity for a second layer to be created, basically, if you can gather enough unique voters to beat the current proposal. Like, say, in this case, Law has 465,000 lore committed, and you could potentially drive one of the other proposals to the top level. We'll have to check what happens if we have the same number of unique users. I'm not certain. Maybe of those, the tie would go to the more lore, right? So the tie goes to the other side of it. So I guess same thing with lore. If we have two with the exact amount of lore committed, then the one with the most users would win. So anyway, general simple stuff. Go there, commit. You have a week. Early in the morning, well, at least in Pacific time zone, early in the morning on next Tuesday will be the closeout of this. So we'll announce that then on the next show, hopefully. The next update, the World Blockchain Roundtable episode 3 is this Thursday. List of hosts will be released tomorrow. If you can, go and leave a topic or question on the weekly post. Follow the rules, try to make sure that it hasn't already been asked, of course, but definitely only put one question or topic for every comment in this post so that we can handle it well on the show. What we're going to do this week is try to get through fewer topics or questions. That is, try to cover them in more depth, and that will at least ease my mind, because we won't have to worry about getting people to move on from a full discussion. The ideal is that everybody can get everything out that they could have to answer that topic, which leads to me saying that make sure you go in and vote on which topics or comments you want to see answered, because that is the way that we are going to decide it. It will be just by rank, and we expect, and we'll see, but we expect to only get through 2 or 3, maybe max 4 possible topics. So there should be good competition to get into the top list. So that's everything for the updates. We're going to do a tagging demo, and then that's it. So if we switch over to my account here, and we go into the settings screen. All right, you can see in the settings screen that you have a list of all the layers that you have ownership in. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have admin. There will be a full governance possible later inside of the layers, but right now only the original proposer and the person with the most lot in that layer can administer it. And if you ever have a reason to think that somebody's not, maintaining a layer, let us know, so we can make sure whoever is most active can admin it until we turn on governance. So you go into tags, and this is where you can see all the existing tags. And in the memes layer, there are a lot, right? And some of them are pretty funny. You go down to create tag. I'm not going to add this, of course. You can only use alphanumeric characters and dashes. You don't want any spaces. We don't want anything else. They have to be all lowercase. And you click confirm, it's added. We might later have limits. Don't try to add anything that shouldn't be there. Do try to think about it quite a bit, and especially talk to other people in the layer. I do like what a lot of the layer moderators have been doing, where they go to the community and ask for suggestions. It's a good thing, because there might be some things that overlap that might be better or more concisely tagged. So right now, there's no ability to delete. We expect that there will only be a disable, so that if you figured out, oh shoot, we added this tag and it really isn't what it doesn't make sense one way or another, that you'll be able to disable it. And that makes it so that any past tagging with it still work. You probably won't be able to delete it. And we do expect that you will be able to edit the tag text itself if you have a better way to, or somebody suggests a better tag text, or you misspelled something. So that'll be there. The next thing is to add tags to a new post, right? So I go into memes. Let's say I type out whatever I would, and with this I can say, okay, this is it has JoJo, and it is Bitcoin related, and maybe it's very spicy, and Pepe is in there also. You click the post, and you, as the original content creator, will have created the tags, and you were the first person to tag this content with those tags, which will mean something, and I'll explain that in a minute. Once a piece of content is up, there is sometimes a reason to add a tag that the owner didn't anticipate, didn't think about, and or just forgot to tag it. And on any post, you can go in, as long as you click into the post itself, and you can click on the little plus icon, and you can say, okay, in this case, let's say this is digital, and it is original. We know that this is Tenacious Dragon. This is definitely his work. He didn't mark it as original. You can even look at more data there, and anything else that would make sense. Now, you don't want to add every tag because it will be detrimental to your rewards. And I'll go over that in a second. But I'm actually going to add these. You can see that they show up. There might or might not be enough consensus, so they're a little bit lighter colored, right? If nobody else has said, yes, this is digital, this is original. And the next piece would be, well, here, let me go down and just say, nice. Okay, and I'm going to say, I would then be able to tag my own stuff, which comments I usually haven't been tagging, but if it makes sense, you could. But I could say, I can, let's say, oh, here, Book It Picks actually commented, I could click on this and add, you know, that this is original. You know, I can say, yeah, it sounds like that's original. And that's good enough. So now I have tagged a comment. So you can do it in comments. You can do it to comments that someone else has made, so on, so on. And the last thing I want to show is voting on comments. So this is a post that we found that, and you know, nothing. I don't want to criticize Caustic Array or anything, but because it might not have been this creator that tagged, you know, placed all these tags. It could have been someone who came in after and said, oh, I'm just going to tag it with everything. And we just wanted to make this clear that this is a, you don't want to tag content with a tag that isn't, that doesn't label that content with what it is, right? So we can say, what do you say? This is definitely news, right? I think this is not original. Well, I mean, you know, whether you call this original or not, I don't know. I usually don't mark those. If it's kind of, the post itself isn't original, but the comments are, it is definitely about Bitcoin. It is definitely about regulations. I don't think it's about mining, right? There could be something, but not generally. There's definitely no chart. This is definitely not about fundamentals. In the cryptocurrency layer, at least, the way I take fundamentals are things about the technology, not about the speculative nature or the legal side of it or any of that. So I don't think it's fundamentals. They could be analysis, right? I'm going to ignore that because I don't know. Number go up. I could see this is going to drive price. Let's say it's definitely not a dev thing. I don't think there's an actual projection in there. Definitely not FUD. It could be FOMO. I don't see anything about farming or DeFi or NFT. And definitely nothing about Doge, right? So now I've voted. And the votes are literally, I should have explained this. You click once, it turns blue. That's a vote. Yes, this is news. I click again, it turns red. That's saying this is not news. And if I clear it out, then I'm saying, you know what, I'm not gonna vote on this at all. And the reason that this is all important, and by the way, you can do the same thing on comments. You can add more more tags to comments, everything else, right? The reason that these are important is that you know, the most obvious is that you'll be able in the future to filter by these, right? So you'll be able to search for anything that is news, you know, on any layer that says something is news. You'll be able to search for, if you can think about the site-wide tags, that something is marked as original content, right? Or to potentially filter out in a search anything that is marked as non-original, right? That might be somebody copied and pasted something into Den, right? So you have the ability to filter. The other side of it is that there are rewards, and the way the rewards work are very much, it's very similar to the way that the voting system works. That this is a marketplace for tagging content. So basically, if you are very good at determining how content should be tagged, in particular within a community, you should be able to get good rewards from this, because the sooner you tag content, you know, and the best opportunity is when you create new content, you're the first person that could possibly tag it, because before it's even out there, you have a chance to tag it. So the sooner you tag it, and the more consensus that tag is correct or in agreement with the rest of the community, the more your share of the rewards will be. And so the pool of daily rewards for tagging is 2.5% of all matter, which is 25 matter. And you will get a portion of that 25 matter for your positioning in that system. And if you accidentally, let's say you've been going and tagging everything because you thought that was the valuable thing, you have the ability to go back through and turn off the tags that you have, or reverse them even. What it does is it adjusts your position in that queue, in that line, to determine who has the best positioning for the consensus rewards on tagging. So it lets you erase any of the bad tags that you put in place, but you lose your spot as the first tagger, or someone in the early set of people who've tagged that content. So that's the big part of it. That's basically everything about tagging. And I think that's all of the updates. So follow Real Denizens, follow Dragonchain Gang, follow me, Jojo Rowe, on Twitter. Check out things on LinkedIn. We're actually trying to push the blockchain world, blockchain roundtable, more to a business focused audience as much as we can. So we're going to be broadcasting that on LinkedIn, and potentially even running stuff over there. Anyway, until next week, we'll be here. Make sure you subscribe and follow, and thank you.
Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best.
Adaptable, all capital, label radical yet rational. A tactical approach is palpable if this animal is fallible, but that conclusion is laughable. So with for all detachable from the mandible, you see it now.